Hello, teaching with Cuisenaire Rods is something I started doing after my Delta diploma at Leeds Beckett University. I started to experiment with Caleb Gattegno's silent way, and I used these little wooden rods to elicit a sentence. This is a picture of my lesson plan to show how I wanted to model the sentence. If you want to watch part of the lesson, just click Previous Schools tab on the menu of this website and you'll see. George Cuisenaire gave these little wooden rods their name, and they became popular in the 1950s. They start at 1 centimetre long, all the way up to 10 centimetres, and each length is a different colour. Originally meant to help with kids' maths, they became essential to Caleb Gattegno's silent way of teaching to children. You can easily find these online, and be careful, they're so easy to lose. I don't fully agree with Gardner's multiple intelligences. You see, I think people are far more complex than that. But some people have different aptitudes and learning styles, and this can't be denied. Which of these different intelligences do you think would suit learning using coloured rods? Although I'm not a fan of too many gimmicks, I think a variety of methods to present language is inherently motivational. Dr. Brett Jones shares my opinion in his music model of motivation. Please go and watch my video about the music syllabus on this website. So how can these little wooden rods revolutionise your teaching? Let's watch some videos to give you ideas. There's loads and loads of ways you can use these toys in class. Please don't be limited by my video, just go wild. You can literally build a city. This is situational grammar, putting words into context. Watch this. We're eliciting directions here. Go over the river. After that, past the park. Then you turn right at the skyscraper, straight on, through the crossroad. Now let's look at another meaning. You can present comparative adjectives using this method, and you can easily show degrees of difference. Not just bigger and smaller, but much bigger and a little bit smaller. Let's watch this one. Now, white is smaller than green. Purple is larger than green, but smaller than brown, and orange is the biggest. Orange is a bit bigger than brown, but orange is much bigger than white, and white is much smaller than orange. The concept of been and gone. I've been to London and I've gone to London is sometimes difficult for learners to understand. This is a new way to model the distinction. Have a look at this. This is me. This is you. This is here today. This is London. You and me are both here together. Then I go to London and I call you on my phone. Hello, I've gone to London. Then when I return, I speak to you. Hello, I've been to London. Gone to London. Been to London. Now, storytelling isn't only fun for little kids, but it works well with all ages. You can use the device of a story to demonstrate a process or to present adverbs of sequence, first, next, after that, etc. This is the classic story. Once upon a time, there was a little girl called Red Riding Hood, and Red Riding Hood wanted to go and see her grandmother who lived in a forest. One day, as she was walking to the forest, she met a woodcutter. The woodcutter told her how to get to the forest, and after she had spoken to him, she found the forest. But her grandmother wasn't there. Instead, she found a big, bad wolf. We've probably all used tense timelines, but using Cuisenaire rods are a bit more dynamic and creative. Let's look at the first one here. The sentence I'm trying to demonstrate is, I've been working here for 3 years. This is me. This is 3 years, and this is today. Future. I have been working for 3 years until today. Now this sentence here I'm trying to demonstrate, I was walking to work when I stopped to talk to my friend. So this is a long action cut by a short action. This is now. So this is the past. And this is a long action cut by a short action. Me. My friend. I was walking to work when I stopped to talk to my friend. I can even do a little mime there. Finally, this is one that gives students a lot of trouble, which is the past perfect. The past perfect talks about 2 finished actions in the past, but which action happened first? The past perfect, had said, is the first of 2 finished actions in the past. So which action happened first? This is the past. This is the sun set. Did I go to bed before the sun set or after the sun set? This is probably how I use Cuisenaire rods most effectively. Now, word order can be a constant issue. This way, once students have identified which wooden rod represents which word, they can experiment with word order without any teacher talk. For instance here, he reads usually books. He reads usually books. The student can repeat. Books usually reads he. He reads usually books. Now that's not right. So maybe we can change the order of the words. Let's see. Reads he usually books. That doesn't sound right. He reads usually books. That's still wrong. Why don't we change this word here, the adverb? He usually reads books. Also, it's useful for the passive voice to show the subject and the object changing position, and where to add the auxiliary verb to be. Tim drank the tea. Tim drank the tea. What's this word? This word is already. Already. Tim already drank the tea. So we're changing the order, so the subject becomes the object. The tea already drunk Tim. but we need to add in some small words, and you can elicit to be and by Tim. The tea was already drunk by Tim. The tea was already drunk by Tim, or the tea has been drunk by Tim. Now what if we don't know who drank the tea? The tea was already drunk, but we don't know by whom. Now we can't use an active sentence. We can't say, already drunk the tea. We need the subject, Tim. Another way we can use rods is for formal and informal speech. We can demonstrate the effect of mitigated and indirect speech. Let's see. Where the post office. Where the post office. Where the post office is. Where is the post office? Office, post. Where is the post office? Could you tell me? This is polite speech. So we're teaching them to make the speech more mitigated, more indirect and less formal. Could you tell me where the post office? Where do we put the small word to be? Could you tell me where is the post office? No. Could you tell me where the is post office? No. Could you tell me where the post office is? Yes. Could you tell me where the post office is? Pronunciation is another good way to use rods. Like reading music, the rods can show students pronunciation features which they cannot hear. Now, I had a class who found problems distinguishing between the words Arabic and aerobic. The key to the difference between these words is the stressed syllable and the position of the schwa sound. Arabic, aerobic. Now we can stress the first syllable, Arabic, and the second syllable, aerobic. Now the second syllable becomes a schwa sound, a very short sound, and the first syllable, the same, becomes a schwa, Arabic, aerobic. With syllable-based languages, where every syllable has the same value, the rhythm and stress of stress-timed English can cause problems, and you can show the strong and weak syllables using colours and sizes.